Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The roller coasters of yesterday were a far cry from today's high-tech scream machine. Hi, and welcome to America's greatest roller coaster thrills. I'm Eric Borton.
And I'm Lisa Williams. Are you ready for the video experience of your life?
We're going to take you on some of the wildest rides ever created by man.
Or by woman. And Eric, what's this wee stuff? You're not getting me on a monster like that.
You're not going to ride? Wait a minute. You'll come around. Just give us some time there, Lisa. The monster that she's referring to, of course, is Viper. And it's one of the coasters we'll be riding here at our home base amusement park, Six Flags Magic Mountain in Valencia, California.
The coasters included in our program have been selected by majority vote of the American Coaster Enthusiasts Organization.
Or ACE, which I'm a proud member.
And good for you. Some are the traditional wooden coasters, and some are the latest high-tech steel creations.
You know, today's roller coasters are marvels of modern technology. They're fully computerized, aerodynamically designed, and very safe.
Well, that's what they tell me, yet these fiendish creations you'll be riding in just a few minutes push the body to the limits of human endurance.
What would you expect from a coaster named the Beast, or Mean Streak, or Big Bad Wolf?
Well, I can think of a few words. How about terrorizing and torturous?
How about tantalizing?
No, turbulent.
Thrilling. Yeah, thrilling, because modern coasters, Lisa, are designed for tightly orchestrated excitement.
Well, here they are in all their terrifying glory. The roller coasters chosen by the Acers to be included among America's greatest roller coaster thrills.
Here at Magic Mountain, we have two of America's greatest coasters. Viper, one of the pioneering tubular steel frame coasters.
And Batman, the ride, also to be found at Six Flags Great America in Illinois and Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey.
At the original Six Flags Park, Six Flags over Texas, one of the fastest, highest, and wildest coasters in the country, the Texas Giant.
At Cedar Point Amusement Park in Ohio, we find three of America's greatest coasters. Magnum, a steel favorite with one of the steepest first hills.
Mean Streak, a coaster that lives up to its name.
Raptor, a new breed of excitement in a high-tech steel coaster.
A nostalgic favorite and still one of America's great rides, Cyclone at Astroland, Coney Island, New York.
At Paramount's Kings Island theme park in Ohio, the Beast, billed by Kings Island as the biggest, baddest, longest wooden coaster in the world.
At another Paramount park, Paramount's Great America in Santa Clara, California, Top Gun, named after the movie about Navy jets and having G-forces to match.
At Busch Gardens Jungle Land theme park in Florida, Kumba, the largest and fastest steel coaster in the southeastern U.S.
At another Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, Virginia, we find two more of America's greatest coasters, Rock and Fire and the Big Bad Wolf.
And finally, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at Kennywood Park, the Steel Phantom, with a 225-foot drop and speeds up to 80 miles per hour. And another wooden favorite, Thunderbolt.
One of the leading companies in the design of today's high-tech coasters is Aerodynamics near Salt Lake City. The man behind the company, Ron Toomer, designed 5 of the coasters included in our program.
When you design a coaster, you know, I've had so many people come to me and say, you know, it's not really hard to design a coaster. All you have to do is figure out what the losses are, and if you tell me those, I'll be able to design one. Well, that's what it's all about, knowing what the losses are. You know, when I start trying to do something, it's pretty hard to visualize a thing on a piece of paper. So, you know, you start doing something in 3D, and you know, you could bend this thing around and turn in, you know, our normal loop looked sort of like that. You know, I can picture something coming down here and dropping down quickly and around. I draw the things to start with, do the original designs and whatnot, turn that over to the engineering department guys, and they turn it into real geometry and mathematics. And when we start on a new ride, we like to, you know, a new totally different experience, we like to build a prototype of the ride, either a full-scale ride or a full-scale part of a ride. It's kind of a scary thing to ride on because we only built part of a ride. There's no lift or anything like that. And we get a big crane out there when it's time and lift this whole track piece up and sit it up on top and then let the thing go. And it does its gyrations around its own center line, comes back and there's nothing there but the end of the track and a bunch of brakes. So it's kind of scary to see this end of the pipes approaching at great speed, and all of a sudden the brakes come on and you stop before going over the edge. And I think that's been a pretty exciting ride by itself.
All right, fasten your seatbelts, strap on your shoulder harness, because we are going for a ride.
I am staying right here on terra firma.
Oh, come on, Lisa, it's going to be fun. Oh, hey, thought of a new T word, titillating.
Tormenting.
Tolerable?
Topsy-turvy.
It's going to be fun,
No.
trust me. Six Flags Magic Mountain, just north of Los Angeles, is a favorite playground for Southern Californians and the many visitors who come to enjoy the year-round sun. Six Flags pioneered features that set many standards in the theme park industry, like one-price tickets and live-action shows.
They've got rides that get you wet, rides that get your heart pounding, and rides that relocate your stomach.
Magic Mountain boasts 8 coasters, including 2 of America's greatest, Batman the Ride. And this one, Viper. All right, Lisa. You all set? You ready to go?
No, I'm not going. I'm going to stay right here, but you go ahead and have fun. I'll cheer you on from right here.
Fine. I'll make you a glass of warm milk. Wimp. Hope you're happy. Well, Viper was designed by Ron Toomer of Aerodynamics.
One of the exciting parts of that, I think, is where you come off the top of the lift and you go down this curving, steep drop. It's a high-speed ride all the way, that thing is, and quite intense. It's still probably it's the premier coaster on the West Coast.
We're about to experience 2 minutes of controlled terror, courtesy of Mr. Toomer. At the base of the first hill, we're going 68 miles an hour. And then immediately into an inverted loop with a G-force of 3.75. Johnny, is this your first time? Me too. And they say this is fun. We'll find out. Okay, so far, so good. Oh, baby. Yeah. Here's the big one. That's what we call a ride. Johnny, what do you think? Maybe that is great.
Our next roller coaster thrill is in Ohio.
Hey, Lisa!
Whoa! I see you survived.
Survived? I've been rejuvenated, energized, revitalized. Hey, Lisa, you do not know what you're missing on that thing.
I'm doing just fine. It would take an act of Congress to get me on one of those things, so forget
Well,
it.
then I'll write my congressman.
Eric.
She's going to come around. Don't you worry. What's next?
Well, we're going to come back to Six Flags Magic Mountain, but first we're off to Sandusky, Ohio. This is Cedar Point in Sandusky, the home of 3 of America's greatest coasters, Magnum, Mean Streak, and Raptor. Cedar Point Amusement Park began its long history of family fun in 1870.
The park is located on the Ohio shores of Lake Erie. Contained within its 364 acres, there's a total of 56 various rides. Water rides, spinning rides, kiddie rides, live musical shows, dolphins and sea lions, plus the nearby sandy beach of Lake Erie.
But no matter where you go at Cedar Point, there's a roller coaster nearby. With 11 coasters, Cedar Point calls itself the coaster capital of the world. 3 of them are among America's greatest, including this one, Mean Streak.
Mean Streak was built in 1991 during an 8-month period. It took 300 miles of lumber to build at a cost of $7.5 million. Let's take it for a ride, shall we? We're climbing the first hill on Mean Street. It's a favorite of Woody fans, and it packs a mean punch. Its first hill is 161 feet high. Top speed is 65 miles per hour. Riders are treated to nearly 3 minutes of relentless speed, deep drops, and high curves. Here we go!
Magnum XL 200 at Cedar Point is a must for anyone wanting to experience the thrill of free fall. Magnum XL 200 has one of the steepest first hills of any coaster in the world, and it's one of the fastest, 72 miles per hour. Magnum's first drop is a dizzying 195 feet at a 60-degree angle. And some of the unique features include 3 tunnels and an unusual pretzel loop. Magnum is another one of Ron Toomer's creations.
It takes about a minute to get to the top, and you have plenty of time to think about what's going on, because you can see the lake out there, Lake Erie's out in front of you, and you come over the top of this thing, and you know, that's pretty close to straight down.
Cedar Point's third contribution to America's greatest is one of the new breed of coasters, Raptor. At a cost of $12 million, this has been the largest ride project in Cedar Point's 125-year history. Raptor is another Bolliger and Mabillard creation, and it features a new element never before used on an inverted coaster. At the far end of the track is a Cobra roll, which flips the passengers over, spirals them upside down into a 180-degree roll, and then repeats the twisting movement in the reverse order. I'm just glad I'm not on board.
catching roller coaster riding fever yet, Lisa?
No, not yet.
She can't hold out forever. We'll get her on one of these coasters. Where to next, my dear?
To southern Ohio. It's about a 4-hour drive from Cedar Point. We find the home of our next roller coaster thrill, the Beast. Paramount's Kings Island is just north of Cincinnati. This is one of America's most popular family seasonal theme parks, entertaining more than 3 million visitors each year. Kings Island features world-class thrill rides, a 15-acre water fun area, dozens of places to get great food, and just as many places to buy souvenirs. Oh, and yes, the Beast.
Kings Island has several coasters. King Cobra, America's first stand-up coaster. Vortex. And the Racer, a double-track wooden coaster with one train running forward and one running backward. But the big attraction here is the Beast. Let's take it for a ride.
The Beast is the longest wooden coaster in the world. Its track is an incredible 7,400 feet, sprawling over 35 acres of densely wooded countryside. The ride takes an unprecedented 3 minutes, 40 seconds from start to finish, at speeds up to 65 miles per hour. There are 3 tunnels, 1 underground and 2 above ground.
The first hill is 135 feet at a 45-degree angle. Top speed is almost 65 miles per hour. And near the end of the ride, watch out for the double helix. If it were an earthquake, it would be a 6.8. Hold on tight and don't stand up.
Our next coaster is found in another Paramount theme park, Great America, in Santa Clara, California. Features 100 acres of movie magic and theme park thrill.
As you might expect, being owned by one of the major motion picture studios, many of the attractions are themed after motion pictures, like Star Trek and Days of Thunder, an exciting motion simulation attraction themed after the stock car racing movie of the same name.
Now, Paramount on Ice is a favorite attraction, and of course you'll find all the usual theme park stuff, but you'll also find some pretty wild roller coasters, like Grizzly, a wooden coaster that treats you to the bear of a ride, Vortex, a stand-up coaster that takes you through a storm of loops and twists, and one of America's greatest, Top Gun. Following the theme of the movie Top Gun, the coaster that bears its name is not a roller coaster, but a jet coaster. As you enter, you're taken through various parts of an aircraft carrier, and finally, out onto the flight deck, ready for your flight as an F-14 pilot. The ride boasts 2,260-foot course at speeds of up to 50 miles per hour. Following a 100-foot lift, you're taken through a 360-degree vertical loop, 270 afterburn turns, and a full circle wing over and a zero gravity roll. So you better hang on tight.
See, a big splash on a hot day, I can handle that. Texans love to brag about everything in Texas being bigger and better than anywhere else. Well, when it comes to roller coasters, they really do have something to brag about. The Texas Giant. The Texas Giant is an enormous wooden coaster built in 1992. It's located in the original Six Flags theme park, Six Flags Over Texas, which opened in 1961.
The park has been constantly growing and improving over the years. Today, it features a wide variety of rides and attractions like Roaring Rapids, a whitewater rafting adventure, Six Flags Railroad with a genuine antique steam engine, stuntman shows.
And since Six Flags is affiliated with Warner Brothers Pictures, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Yosemite Sam, and other Looney Tune characters are common sights all over the park.
Six Flags now operates 7 theme parks across the United States, and over 40 coasters call Six Flags Parks their home. The track, if laid out in a straight line, would span over 22 miles. Almost 9 million board feet of lumber was needed to build Six Flags Woody.
The Texas Giant in Arlington, Texas, between Dallas and Fort Worth, is 14 stories tall, and it reaches a top speed of 62 miles per hour. The passengers are treated to more than 2 minutes of thrill-packed ride.
And a bit of trivia you may not know. The Texas Giant superstructure contains 10 tons of nails. Let's see if we can shake a few loose.
one ride you won't soon forget, the Texas Giant. Woo-hoo.
With us, we have the president of the American Coaster Enthusiasts, Ray Ugroff. We caught up with Ray here at Six Flags Magic Mountain during one of the club's excursions across the country, riding America's greatest coasters.
Hey, Ray, what makes a coaster great?
Well, I like the anticipation that I feel when I look at a roller coaster. I like what it does to my body. I like the idea of being out in the air and riding around, laughing and giggling.
And how about the scary part, the thrills? What's your fascination with roller coasters?
My fascination is just to look at the design and think about what the man who designed it is going to plan for my body as I ride it.
Oh, yeah. They're putting us through some changes.
Yeah.
What kind of person's an ace?
Ace has many different types of people. We're not all alike at all. The only thing we have in common is that we all love roller coasters. We enjoy riding them.
And there are new coasters coming all the time, right?
That's right, Eric. We never know what coaster designers have in store for us next.
Well, I say to the designers, if you're watching, keep them coming, because we love those coasters.
Yes, indeed.
Ray, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Lisa, let's go for a ride.
We're not going on Batman, are we?
Maybe.
Wish me luck, Ray.
Here we go.
Okay, that's my kind of coaster now. Let's go for a ride. That'd be fun.
Lisa, for that coaster, you have to be below this line, and I don't qualify.
Eric, it doesn't matter. I love Wile E. Coyote. It'll be fun.
I know you do, but you know what? I've got a coaster that is just perfect for big, brave grown-ups like us. So,
I'm not very brave.
give me your hand. Come on. Batman the Ride was designed by Molliger and Mallard. We'll be hitting 10 stories.
10 stories?
50 miles an hour, G-forces of 4. The
4
unique features here are 5 inversions, 2 vertical outside loops, 2 corkscrews, and a near-zero gravity roll.
Oh, no.
The sensation is like a plane about to crash.
Oh, thanks
Lisa,
for telling me,
we're going to have fun. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh. Whoa. Wow. Wow. Whoa. 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 Well, Lisa, what do you think?
I think it was fun. Here on the west coast of Florida is one of America's finest zoos, in addition to being the home of one of America's greatest roller coasters, Kumba. It's a 300-acre family park filled with thrill rides, live entertainment, and over 3,400 exotic birds and animals. There are all types of entertainment to suit any taste. And rides for kids of any age.
Don't miss the daily afternoon race between the Heron and the monorail. Someone obviously enjoys it. But then there's the main attraction. Kumba. The word Kumba means roar in the African Congo language, and this coaster really roars.
Designed by Bolliger and Mabillard of Switzerland and opened in 1993, Kumba introduced three first-of-a-kind elements. The camelback, a maneuver which creates 3 seconds of weightlessness while spiraling 360 degrees. A diving loop, which plunges you into a loop from a height of 100 feet. And a 108-foot vertical loop, the world's largest.
During the 2-minute, 54-second ride, you'll also be taken through a cobra roll, an oblique loop, vertical spiral, and a double corkscrew at speeds of up to 60 miles per hour and pulling 3 3/4 Gs. Do you want to get off now, or, uh-oh, too late now. And so, as the sun sets slowly in the west, we bid a fond farewell to Kumba, Busch Gardens, Tampa, and all its beautiful critters, and bid a fond hello to another critter, Big Bad Wolf.
This is the infamous Big Bad Wolf, a coaster that takes its riders on a wolf chase, unlike anything they've ever experienced.
And this is Drachenfire, a coaster ride that's as hot as the name implies.
The setting for these two exciting rides is one of the country's most beautiful parks, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Virginia, where you can take a Rhine River cruise, or hear an Italian opera in a lovely tiered Italian piazza while never leaving America's shores. It's a European theme park featuring authentically detailed 17th century European hamlets of England, France, Germany, Italy, and Canada.
One of Busch Gardens' unique attractions is Haunts of the Old Country, a haunted castle adventure in 3D with added theater special effects including raindrops, fog, cold air, and flashes of light. There are over 30 water attractions like Roman Rapids, plus 30 other exhilarating rides including the Loch Ness Monster. And our two focus coasters, Drachenfire and Big Bad Wolf, both designed by Ron Toomer.
Yeah, the Big Bad Wolf was probably the first of the really good suspended coasters, and it's still an outstanding one. There's one place where you go through an arch and the thing swings, and it really looks like it's going to swing right out and hit this. And I think that's another thing that gives the illusion of danger and speed.
Big Bad Wolf's journey starts at the medieval boarding station. A leisurely stroll through a lush forest setting belies the thrilling ride ahead.
The Wolf is about to take us on a seemingly out-of-control race through a maze of buildings and obstacles. The ride takes about 3 minutes to travel the 2,800 feet of track at speeds of up to 48 miles per hour. And the chase is on.
after you go through the Germantown, you get on a second lift. It's not quite as high as the first one. And then you just dive straight down onto what they call the Rhine River.
Drachenfire is longer, higher, and faster than the Big Bad Wolf, and it features some unique elements. A bat wing, which rolls passengers upside down twice in a boomerang-type effect, and a camelback hump to provide a floating effect of near-zero gravity. Well, here we go.
We came off the top of the lift there and put a kind of a half a corkscrew where you roll upside down 150 feet above the ground or so, and then instead of rolling back out, you just sort of continue on down and into this big sweeping left-hand diving curve. That again is a very intense high-speed ride all the way.
This is Kennywood in West Mifflin, Pennsylvania, a suburb of Pittsburgh. Kennywood is the home of a wooden favorite, Thunderbolt, and one of the nation's greatest steel coaster, the Steel Phantom. Kennywood has been the center of family fun for generations. They constantly strive to balance change and progress with the preservation of tradition.
In 1987, Kennywood was designated a National Historic Landmark by the United States Park Service.
Kennywood was founded as a small trolley park in 1898. Only two buildings remain from that era, the Carousel Pavilion and the restaurant building, originally called the Casino.
Kennywood was the original coaster capital of the world. In its history, the park has had 12 coasters. One of the earliest was Speedo Plane, built near the turn of the century. Others included the Jackrabbit, which opened in 1921, Pippin, a 1924 edition, and the Racer, built in 1927. Improved over the years, it remains as one of Kennywood's 4 traditional wood coasters. In addition, a new innovation is the Sky Coaster, a ride that combines the thrill of skydiving and hang gliding. It's a real kick.
But the main attractions are still Thunderbolt and the Steel Phantom.
Thunderbolt stands on the site of the old Pippin. The tunnel used by Pippin was retained, as were the first and last drops. The rest of the coaster was completely redesigned. Let's go for a ride. The Steel Phantom. As of this taping, it's the coaster with the longest drop, 225 feet, and the fastest speed of any coaster in the world. At the bottom of the second hill, the train reaches 80 miles per hour.
When the park decided to build another major coaster in 1991, they faced a basic problem: lack of space. And they solved it by using the same hillside property navigated by Thunderbolt.
On its way to the bottom of the steepest hill, Steel Phantom's track goes through Thunderbolt's superstructure. Oh, there's plenty of clearance, but it doesn't look like it. Notice there are no arms in the air?
The course is 3,000 feet long. Unlike most coasters whose first hill is the steepest, the Steel Phantom's second hill is the big one. Following the big drop, you'll go through 4 inversions, a loop, 2 boomerangs, and a corkscrew twist before returning to the station.
How high can we go? How fast can we go? What are we going to do to the people? Is there a limit on how high they are? Well, if you'd asked me this 15 years ago, I'd have probably said, boy, we're getting close to the limit here. We'd gone to 125 feet at that time, which was the biggest one in the world. And I really thought, you know, we're not going to get all that much higher. Well, we are. We're way higher now. We're over 200 feet. And I think there's no limit now. I think the only limit we're going to see is what people will get on.
Here we go. New York City has the Statue of Liberty, the World Trade Center, the Empire State Building, and Cyclone.
Coaster enthusiasts recognize this as one of the most famous addresses in the world, 1000 Surf Avenue. It's the address of Astroland Amusement Park, home of one of the most famous roller coasters, Cyclone.
It's a nostalgic wooden favorite built in 1927 and rebuilt and reinforced many times since then.
It's a nostalgic favorite, yes, but still one of America's great roller coaster rides. Astroland is the successor to such historic Coney Island amusement parks as Dreamland, Luna Park, and Steeplechase Park.
Today, Astroland is the only full-scale traditional amusement park in New York City.
Admission to Astroland's Midway as well as Coney Island's Boardwalk is free. It's a pay-per-ride arrangement, just like the old days, or you can buy a one-price ticket for all major rides.
In addition to Cyclone, there's the water flume, if you like getting wet, Astro Tower for a spectacular view, and plenty of other rides and attractions.
In 1988, Cyclone became an official New York City landmark, and in 1991 it was added to the New York State and National list of historic places. Cyclone is now owned by the City of New York and leased by Astroland.
Back in 1927, the price for a ride on Cyclone was 25 cents, 35 cents on Sundays. Today it's $3 and worth every penny. Cyclone runs on 3,000 feet of track, packed into a surprisingly compact area. There are 9 drops and 6 fan turns. The big drop is 85 feet high at a 60-degree angle. Top speed is 60 miles per hour, and the ride takes 1 minute, 50 seconds. Pay attention to the sign.
We have to do it again.
I think once was enough.
No, Eric, let's do it again.
Okay, but let's say goodbye first.
Okay, goodbye. Come on.
Goodbye.
Come on, Eric. We gotta go again.
Why? Well, that pretty much wraps up our show.
You've just seen America's greatest roller coaster, the thrills in 3D.
And we want to thank the American coaster enthusiasts
In particular, Ray Ubroff.
and all the parks for their generous support in making this program possible.
Are we at the top yet?
They've created a monster.
Woo! This is fun. I love it.
Here we
This is
go.
your favorite part, Eric.
This is?
Yeah, relax. Just relax.
Tell me when it's over.